So I'm just out turkey hunting and come across some burdock and thistle. So I'm going to collect them. I have a special guest coming up. Clint Zold from Zold Outdoors is going to come and we're going to do a wild edible cookout. He's headed up north, so he's coming through my neck of the woods, and we plan to put some things together. We'll have as much as we can find in season. So again, I'm going to collect some burdock in advance and some thistle, and we'll see what else we can come up with. Anyway, stay tuned, and next scene you'll probably see us down by the river or fishing, trying to collect some spring brookies if we can, and if the water's too high, then I have some that I saved over from ice fishing. Then we'll make use of those, along with maple syrup and some other Native American cooking. So stick with us. Burdock is a large biennial plant. It has very big wedge-shaped leaves that make it quite characteristic and unmistakable. The first year or two is spent as a leafy green, and when it has stored up enough energy, it sends up a large stalk so it can flower and form seeds or burrs. Most people know the plant at this stage because the burrs easily stick to clothing. The roots of the burdock are edible, but they must be collected on first-year plants absent of flowering stalks, or they will be not good to eat. The roots run very deep, with the best and most edible part near its growing tip, making a digging tool like a large spade nearly mandatory for harvesting. The best roots to eat range from 3/4 to 1.5 inches thick. Despite their much larger size, roots of big plants are not better because they become woody. Regardless of the relative size of the plant, digging burdock roots can be quite a big chore. Harvest roots from burdock in early summer or late fall when the energy is highest in the root before it has a chance to move along the flowering stalk. It is possible, however, to harvest burdock at any time in the warm season, as it doesn't always follow the typical biennial pattern. In other words, some edible burdock roots can be found at any time of the year. The part closest to the leaf is often very woody and hollow and should be discarded. It is not necessary to separate the rind or core. Both are completely edible. Burdock root can be boiled, finely chopped into stew, or fried. The leaves are reported to be edible, but they are quite bitter and are therefore of questionable value. The thick petioles and stalks of burdocks are also edible, and by peeling the outside fiber and cooking them, will turn them into a great vegetable. Finally, harvest the stalks early before the flowers have formed. Remove the rind. These can be eaten raw or cooked. Thistles follow a very similar pattern to burdock. They spend 1 to 2 years as a rosette before sending up a stalk. There are dozens of species of thistle, and all are edible, but some are not as palatable as others. Thistles are not very difficult to identify as they are covered in thorns. The midrib of the leaves are edible, but their thorns must be peeled away first. This may take some care and patience to master. The stalks are also edible, but should be collected long before flowers appear, when the stalk is still flexible and not yet completely woody. To eat the stalk, carefully cut off the leaves while it is still standing. Next, peel off the outer fibrous layers. The core is soft, moist, and hollow. The peeled shoot is sweet, mild, and pleasant, and can be eaten raw or chopped and cooked into a variety of dishes. Roots are also edible, but as with burdock, should be collected in the root season of spring and fall, when most of the energy hasn't yet been put into the flower. The roots can be eaten raw like a carrot or cooked as a root vegetable. Surprised already?
Yes.
On my spot?
I'll be
no giveaways. No giveaways. Don't talk about, you know, how surprising it is by the location or anything like that. But
no, I was just
it does take a little bit of work to get here, and we're only at the first hole, so
yeah. I'll be a lot happier when I'm the one pulling the fish in, but that's alright.
There's lots of fish left. I only took the one.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get
my first trout of the year.
Yeah.
If I get one.
That's my first too, so. And I went all the way up north to try to catch one too.
So did I.
And the creek was all blown out, and that was it.
Yeah.
So this one's died down quite a bit.
Yeah, the rain's been pretty hard on everybody, north and south lately. Oh, so this is good.
So tell my viewers where you're headed after this.
So I'm headed up kind of the north end of the Temgami region for a couple weeks. Gonna go canoeing with my dogs and try and set up a base camp and catch some lakers and brookies. Just have a good old time out there in the bush.
And this is no man's land, you're bushwhacking too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So similar to our Puddle Lake adventure where there's no trails, no nothing.
Yeah, no, there's no sign after the first lake. There's no sign anybody's paddled through there in years. There's no cuts on the brush or the trees. It's just raw wilderness and should be fun.
Yeah, so you're going to document all this so they can go to your channel and check it out?
Absolutely, yeah. It's Zold Outdoors, and where I'm going. I started exploring last year and only made it partway down, and this will be the all new territory for me, and I have no idea what I'll find other than hopefully a lot of good fishing. So,
and a lot of black flies probably too.
Oh,
I think you're gonna get the timing just right.
Oh, just right. I'm gonna look like a big scab when I get back.
All right, so you're gonna try a jig?
Yeah, I'm gonna try a little
white jig.
Little jig. They've been working for me. I haven't tried this kind of grub yet, but we'll see what happens.
Fishing brook trout is one of those things that's difficult to master. And not because the fish don't feed aggressively, but because they're very particular. Brook trout love cold water, first and foremost. If they don't have proper cold water, they just simply won't bite. And this is a major factor, especially when fishing in the summer. In the winter, the fish will use the entire water column from top to bottom. But in the summer, they like to find deep pockets where it remains cool, in undercut banks or at the base of riffles. The environmental conditions today were not in our favor. With full sun, the fish would feel exposed, so they wouldn't present themselves out in the open water. For starters, we could see right down to the bottom, and fish don't like to be seen. They often fall prey to other animals like birds, and in full sun they have no way of hiding. So today, the trick was to get under cover, and get deep under cover. In this particular water system, I know that the fish will get into undercut banks, but when it gets really sunny, I know it's difficult at best to catch any fish, as was the case today. Beyond catching the first fish, it was difficult to get any other to bite. It was simply too sunny. Ideally, we would choose an overcast day, and when I go out by myself, I normally do that, choosing a misty or overcast day because I know the fish won't be under cover. Another key for finding brook trout is to find where they'll sit on the bottom. This is usually on upwelling springs because the water is much cooler there. Not a critical factor in the spring as we're fishing right now, but as the season goes on, those fish will concentrate where the water is upwelling and it remains cool. Often fish won't even move out of their little pockets, preferring to stay in a small section about 1 foot by 1 foot, and then will only dart out to grab food and then return. The best spots are often vigorously defended by bigger fish, moving the smaller fish out to less desirable territory. So once you find a good spot that holds one big fish, if you return a couple days later, you'll find another big fish. That fish has taken over from the fish that you caught. I like to use live bait because it works really well in enticing a fish to come out of cover, especially when it might be in a tangle of brush, as is probably the case today. I like using worms because it's a live bait and fish will work hard and even come out of cover to come and grab it. In this case, as it's full sun, the fish are likely in quite deep cover in tangles and brush, which will make it difficult for us to fish them out.
I didn't manage to get anything at the last spot, so now we moved to his real honey hole. So hopefully I have a little better luck. So what do you...
Yeah, it is my spread today.
It is.
We caught one fish.
Yeah.
On the second cast.
And I brought no food, so this is all Chris. Why don't you tell us what you got here?
Yeah, so we got the one brookie we got today, a couple splake we got from ice fishing, and we have burdock root. So that's that big leafy plant. So the root, but the upper portion of it we're not going to use because it's going to be too woody, so we're going to cut that part out. So we're just going to use the lower portion, so you can see how it tapers off. That would be the lower portion.
Yeah.
So that would be edible.
Seems a lot more tender down there too.
Yeah, and where it splits open here, closer to the leafy part, it's obviously using the energy for the leaf, so it's opening up. So we're gonna, I haven't tried that before, we're gonna try that now.
Me neither.
Yeah, and there's some, the smaller ones are thistle, or thistle root. And leeks, everybody's familiar with wild leeks.
Yep. And
nettle. So that's just the top of the nettle. So what we're gonna try to do is kind of steam everything using the moisture from the fish. So I think that's the best bet.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. And we have some maple syrup.
Beauty.
And it's good. It's good too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now that maple syrup, is that your own maple syrup that you harvested and everything?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a video up on my channel for Clint's viewers. I boiled for almost 20 days and got quite a bit. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have a little bit of an update on there, so you'll see piles of maple sugar and syrup. So.
Nice. I'll be sure to throw a link in the description to Chris's channel, The Wooded Beardsman, so you guys can check all that stuff out.
So Clint, why don't you tell my viewers about your channel, what they can expect to see if they go over.
Okay. So my channel I started my channel about a year ago, and it kind of came out of an experience I had in the summertime, living in a wiki up in Temgami, and my friends just encouraged me to start sharing some of the stuff I do, and most of that is just wilderness trips, adventure videos, not a lot of how-to stuff. There's I throw a little bit of learning things and stuff in there, but mostly I focus on just the journey and bringing you guys along on the experience of the different areas that I go to. And for me, that's what I really enjoy sharing and trying to capture for people, is the wilderness that I love. And I know when I can't be there, I want to watch videos and stuff that make me feel like I am there. So I hope to capture that for people and inspire others to get outdoors. So I do also live off grid, so every once in a while I throw in a little bit of information about how I do that, what my life's like, and all the nuts and bolts of it. And I'm also a trapper. I just got my license, so I pepper my channel with a few trapping videos. Gonna have my first real legitimate season coming up soon, this fall. So that's pretty much what you can expect to see.
Yeah, and Clint's a real woodsman.
Well, thank you.
Well, legit, like
I'm almost a wooded beardsman. Getting there.
You're getting there. No, but he does like real stuff in the real woods. Like
I appreciate
it's not backyard bushcraft.
No.
Right? I mean,
no.
we joke around too about like using the fire steel of the lighter, right?
Yeah.
and to my viewers, like I use the lighter because
it's 95% of the time I'm a big lighter guy, because when you're out there and you're out there for a few days at a time or whatever, and it's a lot of work and you're beating yourself up. If you can get a fire going really quick with a lighter, why wouldn't you do it? So that's my policy. It is good to know how to practicing with a fire steel really makes you good at being able to get fires going when you really need it.
Yeah.
So if you can keep the skill, that's good. The same principles apply with the big lighter, but you can skip some of the steps. So yeah.
Yeah, and he's headed up north, like way up north, and it's like black fly mosquito season, and you're going up there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you're gonna document all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got.
And he's got we have a 5-day trip up there right now. The last one you put up, second last one.
Yeah, you have. I have a 7-day. My last trip kind of shows the area where I'm going. It's a 7-day solo trip I went on. Was planning on going pretty far down river, but the ice kind of blocked me in, and ended up making the best of it, building a teepee. And
yeah, so people who enjoyed the Puddle Lake series will enjoy your series, because he's going out and cutting trails into lakes that nobody has access to, right?
Yeah, like the area I'm going in, that I'm trying to get to, is a canoe route that is used. But the way I'm accessing it, there's no sign that anyone's been there in, I don't know, a few decades. There's no cuts, there's no trails, there's just no, and the fishing is pretty great. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what's further downriver. I found an old Indian camp there last year in the summer. Beside a waterfall. There's a bunch of stacked up rocks, and a large rock with an overhang you could tell people had slept under. So excited to go back and explore further downriver and see what I can find.
And it's the kind of country I'd love to visit too, so
yeah,
maybe one day.
I hope to see you up there.
Yeah,
sure.
I'd love to go up there.
Yeah,
like I say, like I love getting dirty, man. Like
yeah, no, I got that from watching your
I'll cut trails, and yeah, and I love fishing too. So.
After watching the Puddle Lake thing, I realized you're as crazy as me. So
yeah, we do it again for sure. All right, so let's put this meal together.
Sounds good.
All right.
Want a few more?
Yeah, a couple more. I guess you can kind of wrap it too.
I'm excited to try this.
Yeah.
It's a real bush meal.
Real bush meal.
I had the one day or night, I had one come into camp. So the wind was blowing out across the lake, so it couldn't smell us. So it had no idea that it was occupied at the time. So he came cruising up. I woke up about 3 in the morning, heard this thing crashing through the brush coming towards the wickiup, and I knew it was a bear. And then my mastiff there just took off into the trees. She sounds pretty scary. That thing took off so quick. There was no way. You didn't want to mess with anything.
Yeah, no, this stuff's pretty woody. We can throw it on and see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty. Reminds me of the wild carrots I tried to eat.
Yeah, it could be like it's carrots soften up too, right? So maybe if it gets steamed well enough.
I cooked some of these in one of my videos.
The burdock?
The wild camp, the wild carrot.
Okay.
And I chewed them up, but it was so woody. You like chew it and you get like some starch out of it. But
you spit out the wood part.
Yeah. Gotta catch them a little earlier.
Yeah, I found some what I thought was wild carrot, but I wasn't sure if it was like that poison.
Yeah, it's one of those things you gotta be careful with, because I
didn't want to risk it.
That's how they killed Socrates, apparently, is that stuff. I'll leave them in decent chunks.
Yeah, I think these are gonna be a little bit chewy. We'll see. I had to replant these in the backyard.
Oh yeah?
For the week.
That's clever. That's some dedication right there.
Yeah. Well, it's the only way. Like, how else do you do it, right? How else do you get a meal together?
Yeah, unless
you know, like if we'd be all day just collecting burger.
Yeah.
Right? Let alone fish and doing all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I hope you're not allergic to moss. Because there's going to be some in there.
Oh, there's going to be some moss and some dirt and some guts and some mud.
looks good, man.
Is that enough? A little bit more.
Yeah, a little more. Gotta kill that burdock.
Oh yeah.
Beauty.
As long as it stays together, we're all good.
What do you think?
Good?
That's good?
Yeah. I'm gonna hold it
one more in there.
Hold this together somehow. So lemon balm, and I actually just picked it up from my backyard. It smells just like lemon.
I can smell it from here, actually.
Yeah, so we're gonna just tear this up, and we're gonna boil it for about 5 minutes, and then we'll let it steep, and it'll make either a lemon tea, or if we let it cool off, it'll just be a lemon drink.
Sounds great. Kind of like lemonade, eh?
Lemonade, yeah. Actually, I have some maple sugar I'll throw in there too.
Oh, good idea.
After you burn out your maple syrup and get rid of all the moisture, you're left with a sugar. It looks like brown sugar, but it acts more like a cane sugar at this point. So
Okay.
mix a bunch of that in there just to sweeten it up.
You're kind of like the wilderness chef.
It should be good.
I think so.
Lots of quantity here. We'll see how potent that is. I've never tried with lemon balm, so this is a bit of an experiment as far as.
A lot of firsts today.
Yeah, I find sometimes when you use wild ingredients, they're either very potent or they're very mild. So I figure I like things to be very sweet, and I find if you just make it bush tea, it ends up not being terribly sweet. So
Yeah.
and this is like 100% natural. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you smell it burn?
Yeah, I do smell the burn a little. I see a little burn too. Doesn't look bad on top.
In preparing this meal and looking back, I realized our mistake. That was that we added the syrup far too early. We should have kept it for the end. Having put it on at the beginning, it simply seeped down to the bottom and burnt. So to correct this mistake, the syrup should have been added far later, after things had been cooked, possibly in the last 5 minutes. The fish is cooked, so that's good. So what are you eating first there?
So this is the burdock root. Just trying not to burn myself.
I think I had a burdock root too, so.
It's not bad. It definitely softened it up.
It's alright.
It's still, I mean, it's still crunchy,
Yeah.
but it's yeah, it's not bad. It's actually,
It's not bad, but it's not great.
No, it's
It's
definitely
like a chip.
definitely not great. Yeah, it's like a chip with. I think it does have a little. Oh, I know where the sweetness is coming from. The maple syrup.
I never had a leek leaf either.
Either.
Try that.
I'll follow suit. This is a leek leaf.
It's pretty good. It's nice and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Nothing wrong with that.
There's a leek inside.
And the actual leeks. Those are much better than the leaf.
You like the actual ones?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're digging. I'll do another burdock. I don't mind the burdock. I had to eat it, I would eat it. That's thistle. Try the thistle.
Forgot about
here.
that. That's what this is too, eh?
Yeah. So that's a thistle root. It's a little bitter,
It's a little gritty.
a little gritty.
I put it in about the same category as the burdock.
Yeah.
Not bad, but not delicious or anywhere near delicious
No.
or good.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I'll eat it just to eat it.
I would like to get into some of this trout though.
Yeah. Okay. This is no good. The burdock's better than the thistle.
I would agree. Yeah.
Even the woody parts aren't so bad.
No, they soften. I thought it'd be a lot harder. Definitely.
And we did burn it a little bit, so.
The fish is good.
Which one's the fish? Where's the one we caught today? Is that one?
I
this
think
one
it's
here?
that one.
Yeah.
The one with the color in it.
Yeah. The rest are splake that we caught in a stock lake.
Never had splake or ever seen splake.
It's a cross between a brook trout and lake trout.
Yep. Now they can't reproduce, can they?
No. The stock brook trout don't actually reproduce either, for the most part.
Really? Wonder why that is.
They only the natural ones do, for some reason. Burdock's good. I think burdock's good.
I think it's good.
I would
For
eat-
a wild edible.
Yeah, I mean it's not
That's
a
for any wild.
it's not a potato, but it's
No, it hasn't been
I mean,
cultivated for generations
it's
to
got a starchy.
please our taste buds, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. If you didn't have a starch, you would want it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So I think where we did screw up is putting that nettle on the bottom. It's kind of got burnt.
Yeah.
The
'Cause
nettle
there's not
got
a lot
burnt.
of moisture in those
No.
leaves compared to the other ones, eh?
Yeah, we probably should have put the leeks down first.
Yep.
And the nettles on top.
Yeah.
And then they would have steamed better probably. But it's, I mean, once you get that off, aside from the,
The fish tastes excellent.
yeah.
Just with those leeks in there, you get the little
Yeah.
bit of the flavor and looks lemony.
So this is the lemon balm tea.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good.
That is really good.
That's awesome. Wow.
If that had an ice cube in it, that's like lemonade. That's really good.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's legit good. That's like you could sell that on the corner.
Yeah. You should bottle that up. Put it in the convenience stores.
That's really good.
Yeah, it is. Awesome. Very refreshing. And this stuff pretty much grows places and takes over, eh?
Yeah, that I found that in my yard.
Yeah.
I was saying I mow it. I mow it all the time, and that you get that lemon smell shoot up, and you're like, "What's
Yeah.
that?" But it's lemon.
Yeah.
There's no way else to describe it. It's just lemon. Of course, all the maple sugar helps too, but
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
that helps.
you should try it without the maple sugar too. It'd probably just be like a bitter, like a lemonade without sugar.
Yeah, it's not
right?
sweet, but I mean, what drink?
When you smell
You're
this stuff, though, it smells exactly like you're
Yeah.
holding a fresh lemon.
Yeah, and you're comparing your food to modern foods with sugar in it too. So, I mean, you have to compare it on the same level.
Yes.
And it has
Yeah.
sugar in it, so there you go. Yeah, it's
I
good.
really like that.
Okay, so we're gonna make some dessert. This is a Native American recipe, so we have to fake it a little bit because we got some strawberries. They're not in season yet. They usually come. The wild strawberries are what, June?
Yeah.
Around June. so they're not quite here yet. So we're gonna use some store-bought strawberries. We're using cornmeal because they didn't have wheat flour. An egg. I'm not sure how natives found eggs, but maybe a goose egg.
Maybe. They could have.
And the natives used a lot of sunflower nut butter. So I prepared this in advance because it can be done out here, but we're short on time, right?
Yeah.
So for the nut butter, it's basically sunflower seed. You can mash it with a mortar pestle. But I used a blender. I cheated.
Yeah.
I did it the first time I did it by hand just to see how hard it was, and it's pretty hard. Like you need to do about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Just
It'd
in the
take a long
blender,
time.
and it makes a nice butter at the end. Right?
It looks good.
Yeah. So
See how it tastes.
we're gonna add a little bit of that in there as well, and I actually made another version with the same except with maple syrup, so that made it more pasty. But if you add too much, it can separate and kind of get gritty. So the first time I did it, when I didn't get a good grind, it wasn't a butter. It was more like a crumble. So you could add it to a cereal.
Okay.
So anyway, I wanted to be more like a spread. And we have some choke cherry jam also.
I'm looking forward to that.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna try to do is make a pancake cake.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put the egg in, mix that in, and then we'll fry it in butter, and it'll be like kind of a pancake. The original recipe is more to be like to be baked, but we're not gonna take the time to bake it here.
No.
We're just gonna make a pancake.
And we got the maple syrup to drizzle over top.
We
of
can
it
add
if we
maple
want
syrup
it.
too, yeah, and sugar.
I will probably do that.
All right, so I'll get going on that.
Okay, I'll get these cut up. How small you want these strawberries?
It's about the size of a wild strawberry, so they're probably pretty small.
Little tiny chunks then.
Yeah. So that's the egg, and then we're gonna add some nut butter in a second, but the recipe actually calls for nut milk, which is basically, it's basically...
I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah, it's getting kind of raunchy, nut butter, nut milk. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not what you think. But yeah, it would just be added nut, any kind of nut. You could use a black walnut that's available wild, or acorn, and then just add water to it. So that makes your nut milk, and your nut butter is spreadable. So for that, I'm gonna add water because this is already nut butter. And we just want to make that into a liquid.
Isn't there a commercial? I can't believe it's nut butter.
It's nut butter?
Yeah. Oh, sorry for the terrible jokes.
And I'm hoping this works without having any wheat flour in there, because of course they didn't have wheat flour, so they had to make do too.
Well, looks good. Beauty. That's a well bushcrafted spatula.
Thanks. That's what people watch my channel for. All the bushcrafting we do. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So we have our condiments. Look at that.
Beautiful.
We're so Native American now. There's also sugar if you want to go naked sugar, and then that's my original. You can see how it's all crumbly. That's hand mortar pestle. It's actually just a rock in my frying pan.
Okay, gotcha.
So you can see you could put that on an oatmeal. It would be
that'd be
fantastic
great.
on an Try a piece of that. That's pretty good, huh?
You could use that in a ton of different things.
For sure. Like it goes on you could put it on a cereal or ice cream.
Oh yeah. Ice cream, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I mean it'd be like chocolate, I don't know.
It reminds me of I guess it's just the maple, like the maple walnut fudge ice cream. You ever have that?
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous.
So that's the choke cherry jam, which I think you want to try the most.
Try some just plain.
And you want syrup too? You want to try a bit of syrup?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with syrup.
Might as well try all the condiments.
Alright.
Oh, that's good. Like that would be good as a cranberry substitute in Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well, it's really jammy though. Like, I don't know, it's pretty sweet.
No, it is.
You might not want to put it on.
I would put that on my turkey.
It is good. For sure.
All right.
I gotta bushcraft myself another one. Maybe this will work.
You love bushcrafting so much that you throw away the knife that you just made so you could make another one. Yeah, it's the plain Jane one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do, I'll do the one with the maple syrup. Okay. So this is actually what they would put on their cakes. Like this would, the nut butter would go on fish. Like they would put on everything.
Really?
Yeah. It was a staple. It was pretty much a staple item.
Yeah.
Because it adds that fat and oil that you need.
That's good.
Oh boy. This is more like home food. This is not like a wild edible anymore. Now we're into agriculture.
Oh man. Throw a little maple syrup on that.
A little bit of extra on there.
Holy cow.
Don't mind if I do.
That's really good syrup.
Can you taste any of the authentic smokiness in there? In the syrup? Maybe not with everything mixed. You might taste it by itself.
I'll try it by itself.
Oh yeah, with the strawberries on there. They're a little burnt, but they're good.
Okay. No, it's great.
That's fantastic. I would eat that if I had to.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what natives ate this like 3 times a day if they had to. Right?
I could do that.
Cornmeal. Cornmeal and egg and.
I like cornmeal a lot, so.
Dig in, man.
Yeah, try it.
That's pretty sweet. There's lots of sugar in there.
I know. I like sugar. I don't know if you saw my video there, but how much brown sugar I put in my oatmeal.
Yeah, well, you're gonna take this.
Thing. Okay.
Take that for your oatmeal. Well, I'm glad we take the effort to actually finish the whole meal that we planned. Because you know,
this is the best part.
Yeah,
this is great.
It is great. I think the other part of the meal would have been good if we hadn't burnt it.
Yes.
I think we made a mistake with that, but
the fish was delicious. The burdock was pretty decent. The leeks were great, but towards the bottom, some of it was cooked a little too long, a little dry.
Yeah, we should have put the leaves from the leeks on the bottom. Yeah. Instead of the nettle. The nettle just burned. I was hoping it would. A lot of the butter would protect it, but it didn't.
No.
Anyway, live and learn. So we're gonna finish this off, and that's it, right?
Absolutely.
We're gonna fish on the way out. You got to get going.
Mom, I gotta get going.
And it's full of sun still,
And I've
too.
still got many hours of driving, so.
Are you gonna get there by?
Dead fish in the car won't be.
Are you gonna get there by dark?
No.
Not anymore.
No, it'll be dark.
So you're gonna sleep in the car, or what's the plan?
I'll probably just head out in the dark, just a little ways, and set up camp. Just so I'm in there, and then
Hardcore, man.
I'll sleep. So we got a headlamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, easier than sleeping in the car. So.
Well, you're still young. You're still young.
I still feel aches and pains.
No, you don't. Just wait 10 more years. All right, so it's good. The abundance of the land.
Thanks a lot for my mouth's full of stuff. Thanks a lot for having me out and
Yeah, for sure. Anytime.
showing me how to actually cook things.
Now you know you're on the now you know you're on the way, so anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hopefully we can get something
hopefully next.
grander, bigger.
Yes.
Some bigger things going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd love to have you up north. Now you've shared this spot with me.
Yeah, it's not much. It's not like up north, but it's my north. It's
Yeah.
my north here, right?
You got a beauty spot here, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
And you wouldn't expect it to be here, so
No.
it's a good place to tuck away and
Yep.
spend an afternoon.
One of those places that just helps you stay sane till you can get to the north again.
Yeah, I'm a northern boy.
Yep.
Living in the south.
Yeah.
Yeah. Family won't move north right now, so
Yep.
maybe later, but not right now. Yeah, good eats. We really enjoyed the lemon.
Yeah.
Like that was
the
probably
highlight.
the
Yeah.
highlight, the best. Pure wild.
Well, this is pretty good.
That's pretty good, but it's not. It's agriculture, so we can't really necessarily
Yeah.
include it. And same with the sunflowers. Like it's really good. Like you can eat that, but the lemon was good. Although I don't know if is that a wild
That's
edible?
basically just picked off the ground and thrown in a pot.
Yeah.
So that's about as real as it gets.
And the maple sugar.
Yeah.
We keep forgetting
that helps.
the good sweetness from the maple sugar.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of that. Lots of that went in there. Yeah, good stuff. So check over to Clint's channel, and definitely watch his last video. Was really good, and I'm sure your next one, 2 weeks. You're gonna be 2 weeks in the wild.
Planning a big one.
Yeah, that's
So
gonna be a good one.
It'll be worth watching, hopefully for you guys. So,
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what you come up with as far as fishing. Like,
me too. I'm going into some areas I've never fished. I've heard about the fishing in some of these spots, and should have a bit of everything: lake trout, brook trout, walleye, pike, everything. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
yeah, you're gonna do well, I think.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hope you don't get skunked again.
No.
Not for 2 weeks.
No, that'll be rough.